Remnant pieces of China's largest rocket, Chang Zheng 5B or Long March 5B, launched on 29th April, plunged back through the atmosphere today morning at 7:54 Indian Standard Time, landing west of the Maldives in the Indian Ocean. But what would happen when China develops nuclear-powered reusable rockets? Any such accidental fall of a nuclear-propelled rocket can do a huge devastation on Earth or in atmosphere. China Manned Space Engineering Office confirmed the fall of Chang Zheng 5B rocket in a statement after keeping an astonishing silence for days over the uncontrolled fall. Most of the components were burned up in the atmosphere. The Long March 5B, comprising one core stage and four boosters, lifted off from China's Hainan Island on April 29 with the unmanned Tianhe module, which contains what will become living quarters on a permanent Chinese space station. The rocket is set to be followed by 10 more missions to complete the station. In May 2020, pieces from the first Long March 5B fell on the Ivory Coast. No injuries were reported, however. Debris from Chinese rocket launches is not uncommon within China. In late April, authorities in the city of Xi'an, Hubei province, issued a notice to the people in the surrounding county to prepare for evacuation as parts were expected to land in the area. The remains of the rocket make up one of the largest pieces of space debris to return to Earth. The core stage of the first Long March 5B that returned to Earth last year weighed nearly 20 tons, surpassed only by debris from the Columbia Space Shuttle in 2003. The Soviet Union Salyut 7 space station in 1991 and NASA's Skylab in 1979. Usually, the largest booster stage of rockets immediately drops back to Earth after they are jettisoned, but the 23-ton core stage of the Long March 5B accompanied by the space station segment all the way to orbit. Because of the friction caused by the rocket rubbing against air at the top of the atmosphere, it soon began losing altitude, making what is called uncontrolled re-entry back to Earth inevitable. China's Space Administration, which had said nothing about uncontrolled re-entry until Sunday, announced that the debris had entered Earth's atmosphere over the Mediterranean before flying over the Middle East and coming down near the Maldives, south of India. People in Israel and Oman reported sightings of the rocket debris on social media. The Maldives government has not immediately responded to China's announcement. Jonathan McDowell, an astrophysicist at the Center for Astrophysics in Cambridge, who tracks the coming and going of objects in space, says episodes raised questions about how China designs its space missions, terming it reckless. But the biggest worry is that China is developing reusable rockets that are nuclear powered. If such reckless behavior of Chinese scientists persists, then it may pose a serious threat to a major portion of the Earth. A Xinhua report published earlier says China is expected to achieve a major breakthrough in nuclear-powered space shuttles around 2040. According to a report issued by China Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation, the achievement will be able to support large-scale exploration and development of space resources and make mining on asteroids and space solar power plants possible, said the report, which outlines the development roadmap for China's space transportation system to 2045. A future generation of carrier rockets will be put into use around 2040 and hybrid power reusable carriers will be developed, the report said. By 2045, the means of getting into and out of space as well as space transportation will see subversive transformations, making it possible to build a space ladder, Earth stations and space posts, as well as regularly explore the solar system on a large scale with coordination between humans and machines, said the report. The report also said the Long March 8 carrier rocket is expected to be launched in 2020 and the Long March series of rockets will provide commercial launch services for other countries. Around 2025, reusable suborbital carriers will be successfully developed and suborbital space travel will come true. Around 2030, heavy carrier rockets will be launched to provide powerful support to manned lunar landing missions and sufficient transportation power for samples from Mars to return to Earth. Around 2035, carrier rockets will be completely reusable and the future generation intelligence carrier rockets with advanced power will be launched, the report said. Rockets from one of its principal launch sites, the Xishan Satellite Launch Center in Sichuan province, routinely fell on rural areas downrange, occasionally causing damage. China has since moved many of its launches, including the Long March 5Bs, to a new site in Wenchang, a city on Hainan Island of the southeastern coast. Last year, the first launch of a Long March 5B rocket lifted a prototype of China's crewed space capsule. The booster from that rocket also made an uncontrolled re-entry, with some debris raining down to a village in Ivory Coast. What do you say about China's space program and the rocket launches? Do they really pose threat to mankind? Please write your feedback in the comment box. If you are new to my channel, please do subscribe and press bell icon. Do like and share. Thanks for watching. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.